This is it, John. This is the moment. The carnival procession is on its way, and we're happy to be here, and we're doing our little thing. Is that not right? It's Monday, it's the 13th of November, and we're here. My name is Malcolm Jones. I'm going to be your commentator this evening, and this is my very good friend, John Farrance. He's going to be my co-commentator, my assistant, my summariser. We're here at Weston-super-Mare, and it's a beautiful evening in November. There's a wonderful carnival procession coming your way, and in just a moment, you'll be seeing it unfold. John, there's a promise of great things to come. Is that not right?
That is indeed. We've got ourselves a very nice spot here. We're in Waterloo Street, just opposite the Lloyd's Bank. We've got a perfect position for you to see this year's Weston-super-Mare Carnival. If you haven't seen one on video before, you're in for a real treat. If you have seen one on the video before or seen it live, this is the best one I've seen yet, be assured. We're going to go up into our commentary box now because the carnival is on its way, coming up the road. So enjoy yourselves.
That's right. Sit back, relax, enjoy yourself. See if you can find a winner. We're sure that it's going to be a difficult job. There's three clubs at the top. Let me give you a quick tip off. There's three clubs at the top. There's the Ramblers, there's the Gremlins, and there's the Pentacle. See if you can spot who's going to win the County Cup out of those three. Right, let's go, John. The carnival's right here. This is it. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. This is the beginning of the procession, and this is the first Western Sea Cadet Band, the Drum and Bugle Band. Playing a Life on the Ocean Wave, which is very appropriate. We're here at Weston-super-Mare, and that was, of course, the Western Sea Cadet Band, a drum and bugle band. The band consists of the cadets aged between 12 and 18-year-old. The band was started in 1979 with drums and bugles that were over 40 years old, and they will be playing in the 1919 Royal Tournament. This is a long shot looking down Waterloo Street. This is a promise of things to come. The whole Waterloo Street is awash with light and colour, and this is the promise of the Weston-super-Mare Carnival. It's going to be a spectacular event. Judge for yourself, see if you can pick the winner. We're going to talk our way through and identify the carts as they come along. The first one is easy. We know this one right off. It's the Cossacks. It's presented to you by the Limekiln Carnival Club of Bridgewater. This is one of the biggest and best entries that the Limekiln have done for a few years. They've picked up some prizes along the route. Portraying a Cossack, the word comes from Kazakh, or adventurer, a free man. That's the Russian Cossacks waving the red flag, which is more and more the flag of freedom. A long shot down the road, and we're identifying this as one of the contenders for the County Cup this year. One of the most successful clubs of the 80s, I would say, the Pentacle Club, one of the great clubs Pentathlon Club of Moreland, and this is their entry, Cleopatra's Escape from Egypt. And all the models are made by the magnificent model maker Rex Paul. John, another fantastic Pentathlon Carnival Club
Oh,
entry.
this is indeed the usual high standard of models have been made. In actual fact, the story is that Cleopatra ruled with her brother Ptolemy XII prior to bearing Julius Caesar a son, which they nicknamed Caesarion, I believe. And after Caesar's murder, she returned to Egypt to rule again, eventually meeting Mark Antony and bearing him 3 sons. And this float has all the splendor, the costumes and the color that used to exist in those days. As Malcolm said, all these models were made by a man by the name of Rex Paul, and he is indeed a master of his craft.
Well, there you go. That's the Pentathlon. That's the club that's in contention for the county honours this year. And Cleopatra's Escape. Looking down the road now, a direct contrast. It couldn't be any more greater contrast. It's the Newmarket Carnival Club and their county cup champions already because they've won everywhere in the circuit. Their entry, where be that Blackbird 2? The Ash Cutler and the Wurzels song.
This is the outrageous team that came last year with Hey Big Suspender. This year is no exception. They've been winning everywhere they go. Where be that Blackbird 2, Malcolm?
Where be Blackbird 2? I know where he be. He be up yonder little tree and I be after he. Now I see thee, they see thy over in my own getting.
Oh, yes. He was born not very far away from here. That's the late great Ash Cutler and the Wurzels. Where be that Blackbird 2? We're looking now at the Shire Horses and Show Wagon. This is Anchor Foods Limited. It's a trade entry, and it's always good to see these wonderful horses.
I always look forward to Western Carnival just for this, because this is the only place I ever see Shire horses really dressed up as they should be. All their manes are done up, combed up with flowers, all the brasses are on there. I think you've got to go to a special show to see these, but if you come to Western Carnival, you'll always see the Anchor one.
Viva España, your favorite song coming up, John. Hasta la vista by that lovely lady that you're always singing.
Sylvia. Oh, she gets up my nose, you
Well,
know.
whatever way you want to take it, I don't know. Listen, we're looking at the Cross Rifles Colts Carnival Club. This is a juvenile entry, and their entry, of course, Viva España. They were last year's county champions for a juvenile feature with their entry. It was called Gnoming Around, and this year they're portraying all the splendor of Spain.
Oh, these are the youngsters that enjoy Carnival. These are the ones that in a few years' time will be on the big floats. This is where they learn their trade, on the carts with all the rest of the youngsters. And they're all enjoying themselves too.
Even the bulls having a swinging time, John. The Waterside Carnival Club of Littleton and their entry this year, the Deadwood stage. It's taken from the musical Calamity Jane, starring Doris Day, Lord love her. And this is it.
Doris, I remember Doris before she was a virgin, you know.
There you go, you got a Doris Day lookalike on there. There she is. She's had a wonderful carnival, John. She's been singing and cracking her whip and enjoying herself all the way through. Oh! Favorite clubs. I've been a member of the Griffiths Carnival Club for a long, long time, and this is it. I'm going to talk all the way through this because I love them. The Griffiths Carnival Club of Bridgewater, and they're having a very, very unlucky year this year. They were coming out of their shed, the scaffolding collapsed, did £1,000 worth of damage to their landlord's car. Their lights have failed. But they still carry on. They've only had a 4 so far this year, but they're swinging, they're dancing. The land of Jack Frost.
You may well have a good idea already of how difficult it's going to be to pick a winner this year, because so far you've probably seen about a half a dozen floats, and they are all excellent, and this one is no exception.
And we're looking at the guy going round in the pink there, and we picked him out especially. He's the mayor-elect of Bridgewater. That's Mr. Mike Creswell. He's the next mayor of Bridgewater. He's the oldest member on the club, and we can hear him creaking. Woo! I thought we'd lost all our lights then. I'd say, just to continue on, that the Griffins have had incredible bad luck this year. They wrecked the landlord's car. They were trapped behind another club at Shepton Mallet and couldn't complete the route because the other club's axle broken. We're looking now, enough of the Griffins. This is Miss Emma Kingston, and she's the Firebird. Emma's been in the carnival ever since she was a babe in arms. There she is. She's a grand old trooper, the Firebird. Mum had to sew 700 sequins on her dress. Now we're looking now at Ken Mapperley. I'm sure it is. Say it with flowers. That's it. Kenneth Mapperley. He's in there somewhere. Ken is saying it with flowers, as he always says something. He's a grand old fella. He's about 70-year-old. He's just having a gentle stroll around town. Oh, this man is recognized throughout the world. I was going to say the free world. He's recognized throughout the world. He's the official mascot of the England football team and the rugby team, I believe. This is Mr. Kenneth Bailey of Bournemouth. He's just come back from the World Cup matches in Sweden, Albania and Poland. He'll be at Wembley on Wednesday supporting the England team in their friendly against Italy, and he's hoping to go and see England pick up the World Cup in Italy in 1990. Ken Bailey, grand old fella. Well, we just dropped back now to Cooksley & Son. This is a trading city. Cooksley & Son wedding limousines. They're showing their elegant 6-door limousine, and charter-driven, chauffeur-driven. It's available for weddings and special occasions, and it is a 6-door limousine. Together, and finally there's a shot of Darby and Joan, the symbolism of love, forever true, from the Hockey Duck Carnival Club of Colford.
And just in the back there, sitting on the veranda, you can see two people who have been married for 36 years, and they are in fact the president and his wife of the club. They are Darby and Joe.
The World Carnival Club of Glastonbury, they're down but not out. This is the story of gentlemen down on their luck, but waiting for their boat to come in, just like I am. There we go, this is the spirit of Carnival. They've not won anything, I don't think, all the way around the circuit, but they've had a really good rocking carnival, and they're happy just to be here, just taking part is all that counts. The World Carnival Club, down but not out.
Take a chance with me, 'cause I ain't so bad. Even though that's all the time. Even on the beat, shutting on the beat.
They're down but not out. We're looking at the road now for the first of the local entries. It's from the Wind Whistle Carnival Club of Weston-super-Mare. This is a really splendid car. I've liked this a lot ever since I first saw it. It's the Quarry Man of 1885, and it's on two levels. You can see there the horse pulling the blocks of stone from the quarry. The bottom section is actually the internal workings of the quarry. There, we're just getting the first shot of it now. The internal workings of the quarry. And then on the top you can see the men working the stone, carving figures from the stone. There, down in the quarry again, and carving a figure from the stone. The first of the local tableau entries. Wind Whistle Carnival Club, Quarry Man, 1885. Very clever. We're looking at the Ivy Carnival Club of Weston-super-Mare and their Tropical Fantasy. I'm going down to see if I can have a word with one of the young ladies a moment. Hello, here we are. Are you enjoying yourself this evening?
Yeah.
Have you won anywhere in the circuit?
Yeah.
Where did you win?
Well, we came a third at Wales.
Came third at Wales. That's as good as winning anywhere, isn't it? And you've been all the way around Somerset doing this topical Calypso.
Nearly.
Nearly. Well, that's near enough. Thank you. This is the Mendip Bell Carnival Club and their Carnival Calypso. This is where the little kids we just talked to will be sooner or later. They'll be up on a float. I said the club has moved to a new headquarters this year, the Shearston Hotel at Wells. And I'm sure they'll be happy there. They're bringing a lot of warmth to this evening here in November. Sunny old Weston-super-Mare. Okay, a long lingering look now at this next entry. It's the Shambles Carnival Club of Shepton Mallet. And their entry this year is called Roundabout the 50s, and it's exactly what it is. It's a fun fair from the 1950s, featuring all the things and all the fun times we used to have at the fun fair in the 50s when I used to be there in my Teddy Boy suit with my Tony Curtis haircut. That's when I had a Tony Curtis haircut. That's when I had hair. Here we are, the Teddy Boys and the girls with their petticoats and their ponytails on the roundabout. On the swing boats. That was a time when it was the age of innocence, wasn't it, really? I loved it. Candy Floss, Connie Francis Records, swing boats. Oh, bring back those happy, happy times. I can't stand the leader. This is the Wells and Glastonbury Young Farmers Carnival Club and their dizzy, happy hippies. Woo! We moved from the 50s at the fairground to the age of love, peace, flower power, bell-bottom trousers, and everything. Oh yeah! There you go. Everything that was great about the 60s. I'm just enjoying ourselves. They were runners-up last year for the County Cup, and then they went to the Easter Parade in London. That's hippie power. That's when your mother can make a joint last for a week. I can only make a joint last a couple hours now. There we go, that's a happy looking tractor driver. He's one of the biggest poses in Carnival, we've been told. And he's pulling the Hillview Junior Carnival Club of Burnham-on-Sea, and their entry this year is the Tales of Hans Christian Andersen. There we go, this is it. All the famous characters from Hans Christian Andersen, the Match Girls, the Little Mermaid, the Emperor and the Nightingale, Steadfast Soldier, the Ballerina, Thumbelina, the Inchworm, and the Ugly Duckling. They're all there. Hans Christian Andersen, the son of a cobbler. There you go, this is Cobbler's shop. He was born in Odense, then he moved to Copenhagen. He was born on April 2nd, 1805, and he died 70 years later on August the 4th, 1875. We're going to try and get a look at the side of the generator. There's some one. There we go. That's actually the generator, and that would be fit for any wall anywhere. A lovely decoration for nurseries. Beautiful graphics. Here's another juvenile entry. This is from Frome. It's the Colts Carnival Club and their winter playtime. As the music of Hans Christian Andersen slips slowly away, we'll get Shakin' Stevens, it should be, singing, there it is, Merry Christmas everyone. Like I say, this is a juvenile entry, and all their ages are from 5-year-old to 14-year-old. Being well appreciated by the crowd here at Weston-super-Mare. Superb crowds, 10, 15 deep, all the way around the procession. There's a very young Father Christmas. Everybody! I mustn't sing, I sing too much. I get carried really.
But there's another Father, there's 2 or 3 Father Christmases here. This cannot be right. But we know they're only acting as Father Christmas. If any kids are watching, don't forget there's only one real Father Christmas.
And just coming into view now, it's the Wick Carnival Club from Glastonbury with their presentation, the Mexican Fiesta. In actual fact, this club are back on wheels again this year, they say, after having to walk around last year due to the lack of funds. However, even though they walked around, they did win the County Cup for their walking class. And their title last year, Who Do You Think We Are? Mexican Fiesta. In actual fact, Malcolm went to Mexico this year for his holiday, a place called Acapulco. He enjoyed it very much, but he didn't enjoy all the injections he had to have before he went. There's one of the collectors there trying to get as much money as he can, by any means that he can. The trade entry there by the Bristol Waterworks, spending some of the money. We're going to have to pay for our water very soon. And very nice Liz too. And coming into view now, the Harlequin Drum and Bugle Band. They're the Harlequin Drum and Bugle Corps all the way from Bristol. They travel all over the country. They don't mind whether it's a carnival or a show or whatever. Starting to get a little bit chilly now this time of the evening because it's just about 20 to 9 now. So I expect they're quite glad they're moving rather than doing a tableau on a cart, but some of them have to.
We're looking at the Mad Monk now. This is Rasputin. It's opening up now. It's the British Legion Carnival Club of Weston-super-Mare. And they're Glasnost. And they're right on the mark with Glasnost. Because right as we're watching the carnival procession, I should say, that the wall in Berlin has been torn down. And the world is becoming a happier, better place. Got a scene shows St. Basil's Cathedral in winter, and with the famous Russian dolls and the troikas. The music, of course, is from Boney M, and it's woo! Rasputin from Boney M. We're looking at Zamvantra Carnival Club now. And their entry is Smooth Criminal. This is taken, of course, from the Bad LP by Michael Jackson. I mean, it's a good LP, but it's called Bad. There he is. He's going to do his break dance, his little Michael Jackson thing. He's been doing it all around Somerset St. Vantra have been a very fantastically successful little club in their 10 years. They've won masses and masses of prizes.
Your daughter lives in Sheepholding. Not a bad show, is it? Well, enjoy yourself. Put the money in the back, that's what we want. Nice to see you. So, a lady there from Bury up in Lancashire. I can never catch this up again before I go out of range. Behind us, you'll see the Westwood Spring Rotary Club collecting floats. And what we're going to do is to aim for the Disney characters on the back with you boys. If you're cold, anybody cold? Are you cold up here by the Italian gardens? Are you? Well, try clapping and cheering. It makes you ever so warm. Is there a gentleman in there called Brian Bateman? Are you Brian Bateman? You're not going to like me because you promised me a video, he asked you. I'm so waiting for it.
Get your money out!
Am I ever going to get it? You said to me, if you have the time in my video, I'll send you one. But I'm still waiting. You thought I'd be wrong, didn't you? So that's next time for people now, they're going to owe me a video.
Remember Western Transport Training Services of Weston-super-Mare.
The locomotion is the sound. Kylie Minogue is the name. And this is the Western Zoyland Carnival Club. And their clever entry this year is called Websters Playtime. The Websters are the little thing you see in toy shops there. Yeah, that's a Webster. It goes up and down on a spring. And this is Websters Playtime. Right there at the bottom of the screen, you can see the road crew having a good time. This is the last carnival on the circuit, and so they just have great fun. Back to work, lads. There's the road crew doing their little thing. I'd like to say that the road crew, they truly are the unsung heroes. That's a little Webster there being dragged along behind this enormous 100-foot float. They've the audacity to put a Webster on the road just to let everybody know what it is. There he goes. While we were talking, let me just say congratulations to all the road crews who've done so wonderfully well. It's been an extremely wet November and they've kept the floats all together. Straight back now for as long as we can with the King William Carnival Club of Glastonbury, and these are in contention for one of the county honours, and it's their splendid entry. It's the King and I, take one, and we can explain it as it goes along. There you can see the cinema crew. They're actually filming the King and I. And as it opens up, you can see the ballroom scene from The King and I, featuring Deborah Carr and Yul Brynner. And this is the filming of The King and I. Wonderful, a very clever entry. The music, of course, is the March of the Siamese Children from the very famous Roger and Hammerstein show. And the film, of course, featuring Yul Brynner and Deborah Carr. The film and a stage show based on the book Anna and the King of Siam by Margaret Landon. As I say, this is one that's in the contention for the county honours. We're hanging on to it as long as we can. And say congratulations and all the very, very best. We hope you do so well. In direct contrast, the Marina Sydenham Juvenile Carnival Club. That's the road crew. All the road crew are done up as Martians, and this is it. Marina Sydenham Juvenile Carnival Club, John, and they have arrived.
This club was designed by a 15-year-old lad, believe it or not, by the name of David Coleman. The club's been running about 22 years now, and obviously a lot of the youngsters again have gone up to the bigger clubs, but these are the ones that enjoy themselves, all 14, 15, 16-year-old youngsters, having a whale of a time with Carnival.
And that's what the youngsters in Carnival do, in Somerset do, Somerset and Avon. They go out and enjoy themselves, raise money, and join the Carnival gangs. Keep on the mischief, join a Carnival gang, have a good time. Those of you watching this Carnival tape with stereo facilities, let me just say that it is being recorded in stereophonic sound, and so switch on your recorder, pick it up in stereo sound. You can hear the carts approaching, you can hear them disappearing, you can hear the sound of tiger feet from mud. This is the Castle Kerry Comedians Carnival Club, and their entry, it's called Tiger Feet. There's Blondie. She's been shaking her tiger feet all around Somerset. She's not going to stop this evening. She's going to go to the dance that always follows the Weston-super-Mare Carnival. And she's going to have a good time dancing and bopping herself away. It's a great spirit of Carnival, John, at Weston-super-Mare. It's all over now, bar the shouting, and they'll start preparing for next year. But they're having a good time enjoying themselves. Is that right?
That's it. This is the last one of this year. Monday, the 13th of November, the last carnival of the year. This is the one where they really let themselves go, because this is the last one.
Look at these guys milking an elephant, if you ever did. It's lead-free. Lead-free. This is topically around Somerset. There's a lot of trouble with lead-infected pellets that's been fed to the cows, and they just indicated that this elephant is totally lead-free. You can drink elephant milk and be totally at ease. There's a technician making sure that the lights keep on. They've got these tremendous generators in there. They're all hidden away. From the Buccaneers Carnival Club of Highbridge, and their entry this year is the Bat Out of Hell. There's the Hell's Angels, and we're going to see all the little all the things that indicate evil. The angels, the devils, the skeletons, the vampires, and they're bats out of hell. Last year they were the Pirate Fantasia with a very, very good entry. Not had so much success this year, but they're still happy, still hoping to get better. Well, we can actually say that the costumes are a hangover from last year. If anybody remembers the Griffin's Carnival Club, they're actually on the front of this year's program. Their costumes, the Red Devils, are there again. My very good friend Ken Mapperley there. It's Ken and his two dogs. It's not Ken Mapperley, it's George Brinicum. Excuse me, George Brinicum and Susie and his little pup. And he's a great character going all the way around. The puppy's called Sydney, the dog's called Susie, George is there. I'm going to whip down and have a quick hello to George. Hi George, are you enjoying yourself?
I am, very much
I would just
indeed.
say hello to Susie and her little fan club.
I thought I did a walk.
Are you gonna have a walk? Yeah, all right. Oh, we're outside. That was a good idea.
I got the big music going wrong, so I had to put it on the back right.
We gotta keep up, George. Keep going. I'm going back.
Oh, that was good. That was good. George Rubicam always brings his dog with him wherever he goes. He's the local dustman at Watford, actually, and he always makes himself up a cart. And the stuff that goes on that thing is unbelievable. There's somewhere around 200 or 300 items. And this is a man by the name of Martin Bunce. We don't know too much about him. He's just in the adult masquerader class, but he's got a lot of balloons on his cart, so bang bang, I don't know.
From George Bridgewater, who and his dog are always an excitement, and so probably the youngest of all Carnivalites, the young Calypso Carnival Club of Bridgewater and their entry, El Super Rooster, which has picked up some prizes. They comprise the club that is of 9-year-olds, 7, 6, 2 4-year-olds, and one. There he is, the youngest. He must be the youngest entry.
That's him. That's the little 18-month-old lad.
He's not going to walk all the way. Mum's going to carry him a little away, but we can forgive him. Oh my goodness, it's after his bedtime. It's just coming up to 9 o'clock here on a Monday. Oh, you don't want to know.
Somebody had the cheek to tell me that was his 4th year in Carnival too. Come on, little feller, pay attention. That's it. What's the birdie?
There we go, and we'll be able to look back in 20 years' time and say, we remember you, my friend. Okay, going down the road now, this is the Lockington Carnival Club and their presentation, and it really is nice and gentle. It's Fantasia. The Lockington Carnival Club of Froome, Fantasia, and it's a woodland wedding of the fairy prince and princess. And we just gently watch this unfold.
Yeah, they were lucky enough to take part in the Easter Parade in London earlier on this year. That's quite an experience. I believe the London County Council pay all their expenses to get the cart up there, and they also pay the expenses of the participants to go up on a coach, and they have quite a nice day out. Several of the clubs from Bridgewater get invited to take part in the London Easter Parade. Because let's face it, this is the part of the country where all the really good floats are made.
There you go, that's the Lockington Carnival Club. You're watching the official Weston-super-Mare Carnival video presented to you and brought to you by Swift Video Services. The next club in view is the Avalon Carnival Club of Glastonbury, and their entry this year is the Super Rooster. This is brought to you by a local comedian, Mr. Mickey John Bull. John, you know Mickey John Bull.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of seeing Mickey John Bull in the Griffiths Carnival Club Cabaret in the Town Hall, Bridgewater, not so long ago. Very clever comedian, Mickey John Bull, and of course, Super Rooster is his puppet that he takes out into the audience and gets quite a laugh from him. Last year, this club did Gypsy Jamboree, you may remember if you saw the video. 75 kVA of light.
Well, we got a Gorgons Carnival Club of Wells, and it's Doctor Who.
Who?
Doctor Who.
Oh.
It is all the characters from the famous BBC series, world famous now. Doctor Who is being shown all over the world. There's Doctor Who at the front, looking across between Tom Baker and John Pertwee. The deadly Daleks at the bottom, and all his adversaries all the way along the float. Doctor Who, the most, well, if it wasn't for Captain Kirk, he'd be the most famous spaceman in the world, wouldn't he?
Exterminate! Exterminate!
Exterminate! Exterminate! Exterminate!
That's very good makeup. A lot of work's gone into the makeup on this. And it all counts, you know, it all counts in the points. If you are judging at home and you're trying to look for the winner,
sort of a trade entry in a way, I suppose. It's the Southwood Spring Crime Prevention Panel. And don't let them get away with it. Down there on the floor, that's the Brownies. The Brownies are the second Weston-super-Mare. And they're the ones that are judging it all.
We're looking now at the Newport Baden-Powell Scout Band. There's a mad crowd that have been going around the circuit. Now it's Merv's Carnival Club of Bridgewater, and they're cavorting cavemen. This, of course, just Merv is mixing around with everyone, and they're confusing everyone. Merv's cavorting cavemen, and now we move back to number 52 on your program, and this is Eternal Flame. And this is Lisa Mead, and she's from Frome. She's done the whole circuit. She's strolled around all of Somerset. The Eternal Flame, followed closely by Pegasus, number 53, Pegasus. And this is Yvonne Allen. Last year she did a very good entry, and she was Lady of the Lamp. And Sharon Allen is just behind her sister Sharon, and she's the Willow Pattern figurine. Last year she won the County Cup with her entry Tutankhamun. Number 56 we're looking for now. We try to identify them all. This is Tracy Cook of Wincanton, and she's the firework queen. She's age 16, and this is actually her 9th year in the carnivals. Well done, Tracy, you're a veteran. We're looking at a Christmas vintage bus, and it's from the Western Amusement Services, and it really is a little mini bus full of kids. And they've had a nice little outing around Weston-super-Mare, enjoying it, so it's waving at everyone. And of course, there's a copy of the famous buses that do actually go around Weston-super-Mare during the summer, full of visitors looking at all the sights. They won't see a sight like this anywhere. Rolf Harris and all his Kangaroo Chums. It's from the Macintosh Carnival Club of Colford, and it's called Tie Me Kangaroo Down.
Play your didgeridoo, blue. Play your didgeridoo. Like, keep playing till I shoot through, blue. Play your didgeridoo.
And the children make their entry themselves on this card, helped by the adults, of course, and it's essentially a village concern. And it's a wonderful thing that the kids understand that it's taking part that counts, not winning.
That's very much like Tottenham Hotspur, isn't it?
Oh yeah, indeed.
From the Globe Carnival Club. And this year's entry is the Crafty Crowman. I'm laughing because I've been told that in previous carnivals I called them the Crafty Cowmen, for which I apologise. They're the Crafty Crowmen. They're chasing the blues away. And of club members tell me that they dedicate their entry this year to their president, Mr. Scott, who sadly passed away. Here's a long shot. This is old veterans who formed themselves into a new club. It's a Wilf's Carnival Club of Bridgewater, and they call themselves the Betty Woods Former Pupils Formation Dance Team. And they're all carnivalites for many years, and they got about 300 years experience combined between them, and they've come out on foot and having a really good time going around. The Betty Woods Former Pupils Formation Dance Team. Betty Woods is a local character in Bridgewater, and she does the choreography for a lot of the gangs, and it is just like a friendly little Mickey take on the Betty Woods. And that's Basil Irish, he's dressed as a girl, and he hasn't taken that dress off for 2 weeks. There he is. This is the lady. This is Bet Woods, and she's a living legend. I bet you're very proud of your dance formation team, Bet.
Yes, I am, Malcolm. Very proud.
Did you teach them to dance?
Yes, I did. Yes,
and
I
they
did.
dance so wonderfully well. They'll be on Come Dancing next year, yes?
I hope so.
Good to see you, Bet.
And we see the Young Generations Carnival Club. Now the Manhunters on parade. They come from Bridgewater, aged 8 to 14 years old, and they're proud to see former members of their club in the adults gang now. Like I said before, you see all the youngsters on the cart, and they're building themselves up and getting the fever inside them, ready to go onto the big carts. And they enjoy it every minute, even when they're youngsters, to when they get onto the adults cart.
We saw Sharon and Tracy Allen a little earlier on from Frome, and this is Martin Allen. He also comes from Frome, and this year's winning entry is Hey Diddle Diddle. Last year, you may remember, he did a Chinese takeaway where he got 4 firsts and 5 seconds. And he's had a string of successes this year with this very clever little entry, Hey Diddle Diddle, the cat and the fiddle. The YMCA Carnival Club of Bridgewater, and this year their entry is called the Butterfly Ball.
This is actually their 21st year in Carnival, and Arthur Lee, their chairman, who you'll see a little bit later on, sitting on the generator, been with the club since it was formed. We got the Stand-Bound Cup last year for the most improved club. And this year's no exception. Lots of costumes, lots of lights. We'll see if we're going to get a shot of Arthur in a minute. We're sitting on the generator. Where is he? Oh, there he is. He's walking beside the generator. We'll have a look at him in a minute. 21 years he's been going in Carnival and supporting the YMCA Club. There he is. That's Arthur with the blue overall and the red shirt on there. That's him, that's Arthur. 21 years, all with the same club.
From the White Hart Carnival Club of Midsummer Norton, a very loud entry and a very clever entry. The discovery of the Lost Army, and this depicts the Chinese discovery of the Terracotta Army. Actually, the excavators digging out the figures of terracotta. Well, it speaks for itself. That's very, very well received, the discovery of the lost army. From the Puritan Inn Pilgrims Carnival Club of Puritan, which is a village just outside of Bridgewater, walk like an Egyptian, and three lovely little dancing ladies on the front.
Three lovely what? No! I mean, look at the state of the one in the pink.
Well, you look at which one you want to look at, and I'll look at which one I want to look at. Well, we had to be very careful there because some were girls and some were boys, and we didn't want to insult a lady with a camera mix-up, so we didn't say a lot about that. Great fun from Puritan. From the Avon County Boys Brigade now in their little entry, and it's Postman Pat.
Oh, good evening, Vicar. I presume it is a vicar, or has he got a bad neck?
No, it's a vicar. It's all the characters from the cartoon series or the puppet series. Postman Pat, of course, on TV. From the Pratton's Carnival Club of Midsummer Norton, and their Indians on the wild frontier. Unfortunately, they were robbed of all their welding, wiring and lamp holders this year, but rather than not appear, they knocked this card up in 4 weeks. And they're determined, that's the spirit of Carnival. They've gone all the way around on what should we say, a less than splendid cart, but still, it's taking part that counts. You must judge them by the float build-up, the correctness of costume and makeup. In tableau, there's no movement. Features is life and movement. The general overall effect and the lighting, of course. Right straight back now to the Britannia Carnival Club of Castle Kerry and Venus on Fire. That's it, the card split in two levels. There's the lovely Venuses at the top and the Devils at the bottom. Venus on Fire. That's a local personality, a whole character. His name's Doug Leatherby, and he's in all the carnival circuits. He's done a tremendous amount of work for charity throughout the year. Over the years, he's collected nearly £4,000 for the guide dogs, and this is his 11th year as a single masquerader. And he's the Can-Can girl. Well on, Doug.
And give generously to the collectors as they pass by. Please don't throw at this vehicle, ladies and gentlemen. We might break the glass. But there are collecting floats way back in the carnival, and you can throw at them. But please give your money to the collectors as they pass by. Don't throw at this float, ladies and gentlemen. We don't want the glass to break. This is not unbreakable glass. Ladies and gentlemen, please do not throw at this vehicle. Thank you. There are plenty of collectors around. Please Give them your money. Let's see if we can make this a record collection in 1989.
They're enjoying themselves. They remember the 5th of November.
Remember you're a womble!
And remember you're a womble.
Remember you're a womble!
The Hybrid Young Farmers Carnival Club, remember they were wombles. And these are the wombles on tour. There they are, that's the little furry inhabitants of Wimbledon Common in all their glory. The Wombles. Here's a one-off, we haven't seen this before. It's a local entry from the Whirlybirds Majorettes, and it's Guy Fawkes fun. Look, it's a Majorettes band. They can't very well do their Majorette thing up and down the high street here, so they're all on board and they're having fun with their sparklers and their Guy Fawkes and their gunpowder plot. Well, we're looking at the road now, just coming into view. Just coming out of your right-hand speaker if you're listening to this in stereo, the Pegasus Carnival Club of Wells and their fantasy entry, the final countdown. Last year they had the award, the Aquarius Cup Award for the best costumes with their presentation Rhythm and Glitter. It's always difficult to judge a fantasy idea because it is a figment of someone's imagination, and well, I don't know if they did it well. They seem to be enjoying themselves. Plenty of colour, plenty of life, and that counts a lot, I suppose. From the Moldens Carnival Club of Poulton, Midsummer Norton, and this is Scenes from My Fair Lady.
This is actually taken from the film. And this is their first time as a tableau this year. Up to now they've turned out as a comic feature. They do tell me the lad on the front horse looks like Jason Donovan, but I'm still trying to find him.
The music, of course, is the Ascot Gavotte. It's taken from the Lerner and Lowe stage show, first presented at the Theatre Royal, Drury Lane in 1956. My Fair Lady. Well, that was the Army Cadet Force Band from the Broad Oak Army Cadet Force of Weston-super-Mare, and very good they look too. The Crusaders Carnival Club of Bridgewater, and their entry this year, Rainbow Rhythm. Let me just say that their song Singing in the Rain has been very, very appropriate. This has been one of the, not tonight I don't mean, but during the circuit the last fortnight it's been rain and wind, and it's a credit to all the road crews and to the clubs themselves that the carts, the floats have stood up to such appalling conditions, and I take my hats off to them all. Well done. Actually, the tractor driver doing his little dancing as he's driving the tractor along. Really, we got to congratulate the tractor drivers who maneuver these things. I mean, I'll tell you, they're 100 feet long, 18 foot wide. No, they're not 18 foot wide, are they? 18 foot high, 100 foot long, 18 foot high.
Here's a very sad sight coming up the road, Malcolm. This is the Chameleon and Conagore Carnival Club, the four horsemen of the apocalypse. And this is a very sad sight indeed, because after all the hard work has been done, making the cart, making the costumes, they've lost their generator and they got no lights. You'll be able to see them reasonably well because they come into the view of our arc lights. But there's no lights working on the cart at all.
That means no points, because no lights, 10 points down. You can't win if you lose your lights. However, the theme, we'll still go through it. The four horsemen of the apocalypse, taken from the book of Revelations, chapter 6. I saw four riders. On a white horse, there was power and conquest. On a red horse riding, violence and war. On a black horse, poverty and famine. And on a pale horse, it was a symbolic figure of Jesus Christ. The four horsemen of the apocalypse getting a good round of applause A lot of sympathy, but that's the name of the game. I think they got no lights because they got no generator on the end. That could be the key. That could be the secret. There's just wires hanging out the back of their car. There's no generator attached to it. Oh, it's a great shame that that's 365 days' work gone. However, Carnival is Carnival and the show must go on. Stansel's Carnival Club of Taunton and their Ski Fun Day. Featuring, of course, the living legend himself, Eddie the Eagle. And doing his wonderful thing on the piste again, John.
Oh, yes, and there's a large flugelhorn running down through the park. And the man you can see in the front there with the old plates is Eddie the Eagle doing one of his famous ski jumps. This is their third year in Carnival, and very well they're doing too. Have you ever blown a flugelhorn, Malcolm?
No, I never did, John. I've done a lot of things in my lifetime.
You haven't lived until you've had a hot dog in one hand and a flugelhorn in the other.
Lucky nowadays, these are called jelly bellies and wobbly asses, and they're all the wives and the girlfriends of the Marketeers Carnival Club. That's the incredible Vicky there.
Give you a lot of big bellies in amongst that lot there, Mojo.
I hope it's not. What is that? Oh, that's the jelly bellies and the wobbly axe. Every year at Weston-super-Mare, the wives and the girlfriends of the Marketeers take part. And these are actually the Marketeers Carnival Club coming up on us now. The land of the pharaohs. Well, the Marketeers were hoping for great things. They were hoping to be restored to their former glory. They've been one of the top clubs for a few years. But now, for the last few years, they've been in the wilderness a little, and they were hoping that this is what a gigantic float. It's wonderful models and beautiful perspex. There we go, the models and the perspex. They spent a lot of money on this to try and get back into the big time, into the winners, but they didn't make it this year.
Don't you know, if you move too quick, away, I'm falling down like a domino. On the 5,000 by midnight, I got the money on a bet. For crocodiles, away, there's nothing leaked on your cigarette. Going back to the USA, away, away, away.
like an Egyptian. The swirl of the pipes. And it's the 3rd Newport Boys Brigade Pipe Band. Let's just sit back and listen to the swirl of the pipes, John.
The swirl of the kilt, you dork.
You know what I meant.
Yeah, I did.
No, nobody's perfect. You gotta show me up in front of all these people. There's a lady water skiing down the high street of Weston-super-Mare.
Would you like to do that, Malcolm?
Yeah, will you get her off the skateboard and have a go at it?
We're on this camera. This is the City of Birmingham presentation, an adaptation of Sweet Dreams, the float built especially for this year's carnival, and depicts a montage of Birmingham buildings. The float was built by the Midland Electricity Board, which can only assume is lots of money to spare there. Originally made for the Birmingham Lord Mayor's show, and it was decided to enter in the Somerset Carnivals this year.
That's a good look down the road now at last year's county champions. Unfortunately, because of some breakdowns in earlier carnivals, they're not going to win the county cup this year, that's for sure, but still nonetheless it's a magnificent entry. Black Magic from the Ramblers.
This is the one where all the money and all the eagerness and all the skill goes into everything that goes there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 turntables going on the top. And there's 3 more turntables as well. 9,000 lights on the card. They already hold the record in Bridgewater for winning the concert 4 years succession, and this year they also hold the record now for winning the road show 4 years in succession.
Yeah, that's history. No one has ever done that before. I'm sure if it just wasn't for the fact that they've had technical failure, that they'd have won the county cup for sure.
This is the Ramblers Carnival Club, their presentation Black Money. This is the big one. This is the one where you'll see perfection.
The Music Cuba by the Gibson Brothers. Hi, the music for this next float needs no introduction. It's Ash Cutler and the Wurzels, and it's plucking a good time.
I hope I heard right.
I said it right, don't worry. The music is I'm Not a Pheasant Plucker, I'm a Pheasant Plucker's Son by Adge Cutler and the Wurzels. Oh. And this is the Young at Heart Carnival Club of Western Zoyland's interpretation of that song. There it is.
Come on, you pheasant pluckers, you!
Whoa!
I'm not a pheasant plucker, I'm a pheasant plucker's son. And sitting fucking fast and still the fastest fucker gone. Woman daddy was a poor man, he worked hard to earn his pay.
Ah, he still loved the round of Somerset Circuit. Arch Cutler is still the king of Scrumpy and Western. A long look down the road. This is the Bohemians Carnival Club. This is one of the contenders for the County Cup. Carnival e Venezia, or Carnival in Venice. It'll all open up in a moment. This depicts a scene on the canals in Venice. Every year they have a spectacular masquerade carnival on the canals. And this is sheer magnificence. Look at the carvings, exquisite. That was it. That was the Bohemians Carnival in Venice, and we gave it a long lingering look because it is one of the contenders. Here's a club that's just a little way out. They've got second and thirds all the way round. It's excellent, really it's excellent. It's a British flag carnival club of Bridgewater, and the Chinese way. Take a look at this. This is huge. That's the traditional Chinese dragon dancing down through the music the Chinese way by level 42. All the models on the float were made by Ted Edwards. In their little notes they say they got £2,000 worth of costumes on a £5,000 float. The carnival game doesn't come cheap, they tell us, and it sure doesn't. They're as enthusiastic about it tonight, John, as they were 2 weeks ago when this crazy, crazy world of carnival began. That's John Sleeman. I know that man. He used to play football for me. Look, he could have been doing this 2 minutes ago and just started out. But you gotta consider these boys have been going now for nearly 2 hours since the beginning of the procession. Right, they're moving on now. That is actually, that is not actually, that's one of the members, but we were looking, it's a long shot down the street. You can still see there's a long line of floats still to come. Let's actually looking at the generator now, which I was going to say before. A wildly decorated and moving generator. Right, you know all those little charms you wear on your bracelets, ladies? With a Clutton Carnival Club, I brought them all to life, and here they are. It's called Charmed Life. There's the little anchor with a couple of sailors on, the bride and the groom, the pixie. The bride and the groom. They're in a love heart. He's just a simple idea like a charm bracelet, and it all comes to life.
Oh, that must be the mother-in-law at the back there, Malcolm.
Oh, that's the lucky chimney sweep, the little ballerina. And a guy having a cigarette at the back. Put your hand on your heart, so they say. That's the Phantoms Carnival Club of Mere. And this is their presentation. I think the music's turned up to about distortion level. I mean, you can barely make it out that it is music at all. But they know the words so well. I think probably Kylie Minogue sounds better like that anyway. I'm only joking. To all the Kylie Minogue fans, I'm very sorry. And I apologize personally to both of you. That's the Phantoms Carnival Club of Mere, just outside of Glastonbury, of course. The Centurions Carnival Club of Bridgewater, and their entry for this year, and it's a tableau presentation, The Chronicles of Narnia. Of course, the famous Chronicles, written by C.S. Lewis, Clive Staples Lewis, and well, we know it better as The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And this is a scene from that, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Excellent makeup job, John. Hello, John.
Hello there, Malcolm. Yes,
I'm sorry to wake you up there.
I was just admiring. I mean, just stop and think. I mean, that's just one member of one car. And think of the hours of work that's gone into doing that.
There you go, the Centurions Carnival Club. We're taking a long look down the road. Is this the county champions, we wonder? It's from the Gremlins Carnival Club. It's called Merry Christmas, everyone. I'm not going to predict they win. Every time I predict they win, they don't win. So I'm just going to say nothing, but I hope they have a good carnival. That's the little kid. He's actually in a lantern going up and down. The lantern's being held by gigantic snowmen. There they are, coming to life now. Reception you get if you're a county champion contender. Yes. Merry Christmas, everyone. That's from Gremlins Carnival Club. Are they the county champions? I don't know. We're looking at Ian Underwood now. Ian Underwood of Street. Popeye the Sailorman. Ian Underwood, better known as Hot Rod to all his friends. He's been in Carnival for many, many years. Popeye the Sailor Man. From the Outcast Carnival Club of Burnham-on-Sea and the Morris Miners Barn Dance. Oh wait, we got a good chance to see their faces. They look absolutely tired right out. They've been Morris dancing for 2 hours, and it's as much as they can do to keep going. She's had enough. She's going back to the bar, I think. Come on, she said, come on. They're absolutely exhausted. You see the looks on their faces.
Oh, there's a couple of split screens in amongst them, Morris, man.
Okay, the Pariah Carnival Club of Bridgewater and their entry for this year. And it's the Pirates of Penzance, of course, the famous operetta written by Gilbert and Sullivan. They set their scene in a ruined chapel on the Cornish coast, where, of course, the Pirates of Penzance is set. The Pirates of Penzance, incidentally, was first performed at the Bijou Theatre in Payton, 2 p.m. on the 30th of December, 1879, and it is still one of the firm favourites.
Oh, the pirates, the pirates. I've got a little lady home. I call her my little treasure.
Why'd you call her your treasure?
Oh, she's got a sunken chest.
I knew her. She was engaged to a sailor with a wooden leg, wasn't she?
Yes.
But she broke it off.
That's it.
Here we go. It's opening up now. We're moving along. There's been just a slight delay. You may not have noticed. And the Pirates of Penzance, brought to you by the Pariah Carnival Club of Bridgewater. There's the music.
That sounds like a little bit of Gilbert and Sullivan to me there.
Well, that would come as a surprise, seeing as Gilbert and Sullivan wrote it. Oh, they've just come up and explained to us that they're only working on one channel on their audio system, so they only get little segments of the Pirates of Penzance. Whatever's down the right-hand channel is all that's coming out. No problem here in the next float. It's the Commercial Carnival Club of Bridgewater and their boxing biddies. The music is Eye of the Tigers, taken from the Rocky II film starring Sylvester Stallone. They're all a wonderful specimens of fitness. They're so tired they can't get up.
Can't get on any further. He's finished. He's rocked out completely. Oh, there he is. Varicose veins and all. Look. And looking down the road, all down through Waterloo Street now, we can still see lots and lots of cars to come. Just from here I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 I can see still coming up the road. And they've not all turned the corner yet. This is the big carnival, Weston-super-Mare. Showtime illuminations coming up the road now by the Masqueraders Carnival Club all the way from Mere near Glastonbury. This is their 4th year in Carnival, and there's a lot of lights here and a lot of turntables. Last year they did Living in America. All those gorgeous young ladies dressed in their stars and stripes. 7,500 lamps on this car.
Now we're getting a good road level shot now. This is our cameraman. He must be lying flat out in the road to get this. I hope he gets up in time or else they're going to flatten him. You can see that all the lights are moving. It's showtime illumination, and we've really rated this all the way in all the carnivals. I can only stand there in awe. So good for a young club, so very, very good. And we're going to get some wonderful shots of these girls and their legs. Our cameraman's in a little frisky mode right now. Oh, they've got some fine-looking women out there.
Put a good blow, those girls.
Hey, the great old fella, he's been doing it for years and years. He won't stop dancing, I can tell you that. I haven't stopped dancing yet, and they're not going to stop dancing. They're going to keep dancing all the way around the circuit. Now we hang on as long as we can to that one because it's a club that I'm going to keep my eyes on for a long time. And there's a guy, he's a carpenter for the club. The old fella. Very keen carnivalite and a very good carpenter as well. Right now we're looking at the Watchfield Inn Carnival Club, and their Thunderbirds are gold, taken from the Sylvia and Jerry Andersen puppet super animation, they used to call themselves, in the late 60s.
Take me to the Winter Garden, Parker.
Pardon me?
Take me to the Winter Garden, Parker.
Oh, you're doing your famous lady, who's it?
Penelope, Lady Penelope,
yes.
And her chauffeur Parker.
I would look like we're being attacked by the invasion of the turnip people.
Is that what that green thing is, a turnip?
What's a large cockerel in the middle? And it's Clackenham Palace behind the cockerel. Oh, Clackenham Palace.
Oh.
The Renegades Carnival Club, the spirit of the Indian. Thank you, John. No more of that. We don't want it to rain this evening. And the witch doctor in the front doing his dance says the sacred white buffalo. They've got everything that epitomizes Indians there, the buffalo, the shields, the squaws, the feathers. Beautiful masks going around, Indian masks, and the wigwam is being worn by Big Dave right at the top there. You can see him standing astride that buffalo. There he is, Big Dave. He's a large lad and he's wearing a wigwam.
Yeah, he forgot to put his teeth in tonight.
Carnival Club of Boltonsborough, wherever that is. And the music from the 1939-45 era, Run Rabbit
Oh,
Run.
there's a big little pink rabbit in the front there, Malcolm. I've never seen a rabbit with a beard before, let alone his other attributes.
It's Carnival, John, it's Carnival. Run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run, run.
Get that ball, burn his fun, fun, fun. He'll get by without his rabbit run. So run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run, run.
Make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh, make 'em
Make 'em laugh! Make 'em laugh! That's the theme for the Vagabonds Carnival Club. It's laughter on parade.
Back to my son, might be a comical one, they'll be standing in lines for those old honky-tonk monkey shines. You could study Shakespeare and be quite elite, and you could shop at critics and have nothing to eat. You slip on a banana field and roll with your feet.
Make 'em laugh! Make 'em laugh! Make 'em laugh!
Make them laugh. Don't you know everyone wants to laugh? My grandpa said go out and tell them a joke, but give it plenty of hope. Make them roar, make them scream. Take a fall, run a wall, split a seam. Discover by presenting your dancer with grace.
Hey, there's my favourite character standing up at the back of the generator. Let's see if we can catch her again. There she is, Charlie Chaplin in the middle there. That's little Jenny Capon from the Pantomime Society. She's the choreographer for this gang.
What's she doing back there? She usually rides.
I know, she was on the
front of
tractor all the
tractor.
rest of the way.
114, we're looking at 114. See if we can quickly find them in the program. It must be the wives, Sons of the Sign it's called. That's the Carnival Widows. The widows of, I would say they call themselves Carnival Widows. That's the vagabonds' wives and girlfriends. A few of them will be mummies before the year is over. Right now, John, this is a good fun club. The Cavaliers Carnival Club of Bridgewater and their presentation this year. Paint Your Wagon is called. Based on the Paramount movie of 1969 starring Lee Marvin and Clint Eastwood. We're looking at the Aces Carnival Club of Burnham-on-Sea, and there, fantastic look at the very, very famous political group, the Raving Loony Monster Party. And it's got some real personalities on this this club that we're glad to see. There's Prince Charles and Mrs. Thatcher's there somewhere. Michael Jackson is on board there as well. They had the honour of bringing up the rear of this year's Carnival Parade. There she is, Mrs. Thatcher. She's dispensing the beer at the back. Well, they've got the distinction of being the last float in the procession. And they're going to enjoy this sales. It's going to be late by the time they get home. Right, it's been an excellent carnival. I wouldn't like to predict the winner, John. Would you like to predict the winner?
Well, very, very difficult. How do you pick a winner out of that? Well, I get the feeling that you can take all the carts and it's no good trying to see who's the best. They're all good. What you've got to do is take out the faults and then see who's got the best left then. I wouldn't like to predict a winner, not in a million years.
No, that's right, but somebody's got to win. There's got to be winners, there's got to be losers, because that's what makes the carnival keep going. It's the need to win, the strive for perfection year after year to get that little bit better. I'm not going to make any predictions. I admire them all. I admire the imagination and the design of all of them. I'm just going to say thank you all for watching the show. I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember, the video is just a lasting memory for you. There's nothing quite like the real thing. Come to Weston-super-Mare, see the carnival for yourselves. Okay, this is me, Malcolm Jones, signing off and saying good night to you all. Thank you very, very much. Hope you enjoyed the show. And from John, say good night, John.
Yes, good night, everybody. We thought and we hope you thought this was the best carnival you've seen for a long, long time. This has been brought to you by Swift Video. Good night. We hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much.